Vic Cerio. My assistant is Mark Sheely. These are the Kenpo hands. As the opponent comes in, we shift over to our left side, executing a left palm heel strike, and immediately following up with our right hand to do a finger strike to the eyes or temple area of our opponent. It's very important to keep the gap in your favor so that you can counter anything that your opponent may come up with. The follow-up is always good after the initial movement. Do whatever you feel is necessary. We're stepping over to our left, redirecting the opponent's punch with the palm of our left hand. Immediately coming up with a forearm strike to the opponent's elbow. Keeping the circle going, we shift into our opponent's floating rib area. Like I said earlier, follow-up is always good. There's nothing wrong with it. Do what you have to do. We're redirecting the punch with the palm of our left hand. Coming up, again, we strike the opponent's elbow with the forearm. Keep the circle going. A forearm strike to the throat or side of the neck of our opponent. That should take care of the situation. His hair was in the way, so we had to remove it. This is what we wound up with. What we're going to cover right now is the basic blocks, redirections, and continuous motion of the Kenpo hands. Okay? Now, everybody knows what a block is. A block is to stop something from coming at you. In basic karate or any style, any form of martial arts, this is your block. Okay? Whether it's done inside, outside, hammer fist, over their head, low punch, or downward. Those are your basic blocks. Now, what we have from the blocks, we have what we call a redirect block. Punch is coming in straight. We take the punching hand that's coming at you and we redirect it. Okay? From the redirection, we have what most people would call a block, but we call this a strike. In Kenpo, a block is a strike and a strike is a block. Okay? They both serve the same purpose. Now, to get continuous motion out of that, we're going to combine the redirection, the block, and continuous motion. Here comes a punch. We're going to redirect. We make the strike with a block, and from here we continue on with a strike to the head. Now, to keep the motion going, because we just said it calls for continuous motion. There's our elbow. Come back. There's a claw to the face, to the groin, to the throat, and back out to the face. All continuous motion. Now what that means is if you got involved into a situation, I mean a confrontation out in the street, an individual came at you with a punch, and you was able to parry it. Okay, he decides to spin around and do another punch. From here, you're still in position to stop that strike. And he wants to come back again. Around this side. You're still in position. This is continuous motion. Finally, we execute a strike out to the head. Okay? Now, this is continuous motion. We take the same thing against a roundhouse punch. Here comes a roundhouse punch here. Now, the force of this punch allows this to happen. Let's try that again. Bend the arm more. Bend the arm more. See? See? Now, that strike that he just did acted as a springboard. Okay, watch. We'll do this real slow. See it pushing? He's pushing my hand where? Right into his own face. So he is actually helping me to beat him. So watch again slow. From here comes a roundhouse punch. Bing, there's the punch. Or the strike to the face. Okay, we're redirecting the opponent's punch with the palm of our left hand. We're coming in with an upward forearm strike to his elbow. We slowly shuffle it in, push straight to the groin. Note that I'm up close to my opponent, so I have full control of him. From here, rich hand strike to the throat. Circling elbow straight to the side of his face, which will take him down. Okay. Once again, we make a redirection with the palm of our left hand, slide it in to make contact. At this point, the opponent turns around with a spinning back fist. We adjust ourselves to his center, execute a punch to the side of his head, and at this point, of course, we're all ready to follow up with a takedown. And then if you want to go further, bring him over and hold him at bay. We're stepping away from the block with a normal outward block, striking to the throat. We're in good position because if the man goes to try another punch, we're right there to block, and there's our other strike. Okay, just to show you what can happen from this point. 1, 2, 3. The initial movement is the same. There's an outside block. The strike here is the same with body shifting. A rich hand strike to the side of the neck, around the carotid artery. From here, vertical thrust punch to the sternum. We step away from the punch and block to the forearm, raising the arm up and shuffling our body in with a middle knuckle punch to the armpit. Stepping inside, pivoting, pulling his arm back and up, and striking down with the sword hand to the back of the neck. At this point, we grab him by the collar, kick the forward leg out from under him. That allows him to go down. At this point, follow up with whatever you feel is necessary. The main idea to any technique is to stay within good reach of your opponent. Always make sure that the gap is in your favor. You don't want to try and be way over here to punch. So stay nice and close. As long as you remain close to your opponent, you've got him at your mercy. You can alter the technique, you can do anything you want with that technique, as long as you stay with him. Stepping away from the initial attack, you step in with a claw to the face, check the attacking arm, spin around, secure the attacking arm while we execute a left elbow strike to the sternum or floating rib area, follow through with a hammer fist to the groin, and from there a nice, well executed kick. And that should serve the purpose. If it doesn't, you better take off. As the opponent punches, we reach out to stop his punch. At the same time, we execute a claw to the face, coming right back with a back fist to his face. Circle elbow to the solar plex or sternum area. The roundhouse to the face, back fist, hammer to the groin, heel kick. Okay? Optional technique is a takedown. Now, we are aware of the fact that you wouldn't have to execute this many techniques on the street, but in any given confrontation, any one of these techniques could do the trick. For instance, the person attacked, a nice claw. Person attacks, back fist. Person attacks, a nice roundhouse elbow, and so on. Hi. I want to once again remind about Kenpo hands, the importance of executing the techniques properly. For instance, claw. Now, people, when they hear the word claw, they think of just doing this. Okay? A proper claw is to strike with the heel of the hand and then claw. Now, once you've hit, you're inside the target. At this point, you can grab the eyes, you can grab the nose, you can grab the cheek. You've got the opponent right where you want. And if this person was really out to hurt you, you have to stop him first. Palm heel, claw, rip and claw. Ripping down, ripping across. These are your claws. The same thing with what we call a tiger mouth. A tiger mouth, all four fingers have to be secured. Thumb is rigid. We're striking up here. Once we make our strike, we close in. Now we grab with our fingers and our thumb. There's what you have. And there's not too much the opponent could do at this point. Okay? Again, these techniques would be applied against an opponent who was out to hurt you. Someone who had a knife or a club, or just someone who was just playing out to hurt you. So you have to protect yourself. That's why we have these techniques. The punches that we use, the punches would go to a harder part of the body. Okay? In Kenpo, our hand techniques are designed for certain parts of the body. And again, this would go to the eyes, this would go to the throat, this could go to the throat, this here can go to the throat, the tiger mouth, which I already showed you, the fist over through here, under the armpit or inside the armpit, we have a bunch of little nerves. Take the middle knuckle back and punch it, do some damage. Spear hand can do some damage there. Spear hand can also work over here to the pelvis area, and again over here to the full rib area. The forearm. Now the forearm is a very, very dangerous weapon. And if you're going to use that, please make sure if you really want to do some damage. The forearm can strike the side of the head and do a considerable amount of damage. We can hit the whole top of the body, and we can do some damage there. Okay, we can also use the forearm strike right underneath right above the pelvis area. Okay, in Kenpo, the reason we say Kenpo hands because the Kenpo hands can go to any part of the body. So it's very important that you learn them properly. We step away from the first punch, and as we step away, we block. As the second punch comes, we make our strike and block together. Finalize it with a knife hand strike to the side of the neck. Again, it's very important to stay within good distance of your opponent so that anything that he may do from this point on, you're in full control of. You're in full view of everything that he might attempt to do. You've got him in complete control. We step out to our left, utilizing an outward right hand block. Shift our way over to the right side to execute a left outward knife hand block. Taking our left foot, moving in with a forearm strike right to the throat. And at that point, there's nothing further you need to do. Stepping away out to your right with a knife hand block. Shift the weight to the second block. Punch the sternum, palm, and follow up with another snap punch to the face. Note that all the techniques that were executed were directly to the center of the body, and each time I utilize my hips with the punches. That gives me all the power that I need. Okay? I don't have to be, this man is bigger than me, taller than me, but with body punching is the result. If I just do that, I don't have too much. But if I do that with the hips, we've got a lot going for us. As the opponent comes in with his first punch, we do a downward backhand striking block. From here, we just raise our hand up to stop the second punch, grab his wrist, Come in for a break, strike to the groin, step it into a knife hand strike to the back of the neck. Again, this is what we were talking about earlier about circular motion. I want to just go over that once more, nice and slow. Watch the circles here. From here, this is the downward block here. From here, look at the circle. See the circle? There's your circle going into action. Coming right here, this is called a circle. Downward strike. As the opponent gets ready to drive a punch down to the midsection of your body, you're going to create a redirection with your left hand, strike the bicep of his arm with the back of your hands. At this point, slide in to stop his second punch. Claw down to his face, and back with a back fist to the side of his face. I follow the opponent's body. He tells me what he's doing. Now, if you do your blocks properly, watch. Here's the first block here. Now, notice I don't grab. I lay my hand here. Now, in order for him to throw another punch, he has to move this arm. When the arm moves, it tells me he's throwing another punch. Now, I can stay here all day. He can throw another punch, and I block. And he can go on, no matter where he directs the punches. Okay? I can usually block because he has to use it. We call that like a springboard. So, he's telling me what to do. Now, of course, after a while, I get a little tired, so when he makes that punch, I make a strike to the side of his face. Now, I can use my one hand, or I can use my two hands. What I do with the two hands, as he came in, I lay down here. This was a check. Came over to check that as I blocked the second punch. And from here, I can do anything I want. You can see he's wide open for me. I can knee him, I can kick him, I can body punch him, I can elbow him, back fist, and do just about anything I want. On the street, if the technique is executed properly, one technique, one strike is sufficient. Why do we do 3 or 4 or 5? It's because in case one misses, we can come right back. It's like boxing. You know, you do a jab, you set up, you follow up with a body punch, and just keep going until you've got your opponent where you want him. So this is what we mean by continuous hand movements or the Kenpo hands. Right now, I would like to show you several takedowns involving Kenpo hands. So from the Kenpo hands, we're going to follow up with the actual takedowns. I'll try to do them at a slower speed, and I will also explain to you the second time around what I'm doing. We step out to the right with a block. Notice I block just below the elbow. I'm going to slide in to wrap around to put pressure on the elbow. As I do, I'm clawing to the face. Follow through with a chicken wrist to the temple. Come in with a knife hand strike to the neck. Same time, I'm going to scoop his leg out from under him. Follow him down. There's the arm break right off the bat. I have an arm break here. Punch to the float ribs. Knife hand strike. Go into another arm break just to be sure. Here. Send him home. From a standing position, as the opponent comes up from behind to grab you can stop the foot, pitch the leg, that makes a release, step out, raise, which breaks the grip, nice elbow to the solar plex, groin strike, go underneath, grabbing the wrist, the arm, taking the foot out, follow the opponent down. At this point here, you can grab the wrist, apply pressure on the tricep of the arm, where all the nerves are. Take your little finger, the knuckle out, and go right into the nerve area. And you can hold them at bay. And if you need to, go into a non-bar here. Redirection. Right arm strikes the elbow. Come right up into the throat. Bring your right foot in. Execute the throat strike again with a takedown. We claw on him as he comes down. Strike to the groin. Punch. Claw. Let me add, as far as takedowns go, now I showed mostly outside takedowns. Reason being, they're easier to execute and they're not too dangerous. But later on, hopefully in the future, maybe we'll show you more intricate type takedowns, such as from the inside. And I'll just give you a little idea of what I'm talking about. As the opponent comes in with a roundhouse punch, stepping in with the right foot, and with a block, they take the leg out from here. Now you can see what can happen here. The whole groin, all the groin muscles can be ripped. From here, we execute side thrust kick to that leg. Now that's just a little idea as to what type of takedowns go along with the Kenpo hands. Well, I hope you enjoyed our first tape on Nick Cerio's Kenpo hands. What we showed you in this tape was a few self-defense techniques against straight punches using the outside of our opponent's body. We then went to a second series using the inside of the body against a roundhouse punch. And then we went into double punches utilizing right, left, left, right. And I also tried to give you a little insight on takedowns. Now, these were mostly basic type Nick Cerio Kenpo hand techniques. I hope in the future, this depends on you, the viewer, if you liked our tape, please let us know about it. And hopefully in the future we will have some more tapes on Nick Cerio's Kenpo hands. Thank you very much.